kidogo, it's very, very difficult to maintain normal relationships because these businesses take everything away from you. The first person told me you should be taking some time off. I told them, even if I really wanted to take some time off, I cannot take some time off. I have bank loans at the end of the month that need to be paid. I have bills that need to be paid. And so unfortunately, the same applies to relationships. With the sort of pressure that a man at my level goes through sometimes, it's very hard to maintain relationships. So, I've seen guys saying, oh, Wavinya litoroka. No, that's actually not true. We sat down mutually and agreed to end the relationship sometime last year. And there's no bad blood whatsoever between us. So these are just normal biashara things. And me, for the longest time, I've actually always been single because all my relationships tend to have a bad end. Simply because, women love attention, women love being taken care of. And sometimes when when you're running a company, it's a luxury you don't have. For women, 1 plus 1 sometimes is supposed to be 11. But for a businessman, 1 plus 1 will always be 2. So that an alignment in sort of logic, in terms of logic and how we see the world, at times makes it very difficult for people who are running startup companies to have good relationships. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, man. And don't worry, a startup company, but I understand your pain. Don't worry, we'll work something out. And yeah, we'll get you.
Yeah, asante sana. Chapati mistress, hebu tuongeleshe. Na kuona hapo hata Ronyo nimekuona next.
I've had 2 breakups last year, which is very normal. And we broke up with Wavinya in very amicable situations. It has got nothing to do with whatever you've seen, with all these cases that you've seen. We had a very amicable breakup. And the reason most of my relationships don't last for the last 5 or 6 years is the fact that I'm actually a workaholic. You see, like right now, we've been on this space for 1 hour. Imagine if I had a girlfriend waiting for me somewhere in a Java in town. Sio relationship imesha kunywa maji. Because maybe the complaint I get a lot from a lot of relationships is the fact that you always so focused with your work that you don't give time to me. You understand? And most of the content I put out there with women, mara nyingi tu utapata it's a selfie here, maybe with the girls I'm dating, like Sarah or Wavinya, we'll go to a place, we'll make content. So to a certain extent, it still drives traffic to my companies. Because look, we are living in a founder-driven era. That's why you see Elon going to meetings with his son. Sometimes I've had 2 breakups last year.
So guys,
check controls, fuel set to left main, so battery on. Fuel in the system.
Yeah. Nice.
Check controls, fuel set to left main.
Nice.
Umesema muua ni pesa ngapi?
Pesa kidogo. Valentine'S sikupite mtu yangu. Kuna hii ya tao, kuna hii ya so 8, kuna hizi hapa za so 6, so 7. Fanya kweli Valentine'S sikupite.
Ndio anaitwa nini? Flowers by Jim.
Yeah.
Follow at Flowers by Jim. Twitter Agwambo.
Twitter ni nini? Kairo nashukuru bro.
Asante. I think I'll start this video by saying that I've had the worst year in business. 2024 was my worst year. And we are still in very dire straits as a company, as guyankairo.com. And there are a lot of stories online. I've been taken to court. We've been unable to deliver vehicles on time. And these are things that honestly really hurt me. I've been working day in, day out to try and secure investment for the company. Because it's good to note that I've brought guyankairo.com to where it is. One of the most visited car sales website in Kenya with around 1.2 million users and 15 million views. Entirely single-handedly. I don't have a godfather somewhere. We are not funded by a big VC with never-ending funds. We've ultimately done most of these through God's grace, number one, and through the dedication, commitment of the team. But it's proving to be very, very difficult. However, I'm really not the type of person that gives up. For most people, this would be the point where they say, you know what, biashara imefika ngumu, probably going to file for bankruptcy, or just come up with a way of giving up or maybe shutting down the company. But I won't. I know I'm not the only person. I know I'm not the only business person in Kenya who's undergoing through all these things. There are very many people who are getting auctioned every day. Many reach out to me. There are very many people who can't pay their rent. The economy is not doing well. And as a young person, 28-year-old, running one of the biggest, car sales platforms in Kenya, it's also made us a lot of enemies. To those who can see through the noise, you can clearly see there's quite a persistent amount to paint us in bad light, to sabotage our brand image. But these things are not going to make me give up. And the next step for us is basically going global. And this is how we intend to do that. So past few weeks, past few months, we incorporated a company in the USA. And this corporation in the USA is going to carry the vision of kaiandkaro.com. Kaiandkaro.com is not just about selling cars. Kaiandkaro.com is a lifestyle. It's an app that will control the entire customer life cycle. I want you to buy a car on kaiandkaro.com for 300,000 shillings, 400,000 shillings. Get insurance on the app. Get financing on the app. Get spare parts on the app. And when you're done using the vehicle, bring it back to us. We buy it from you, still via the app, and sell it to another person. So we are creating a digital ecosystem of sorts for used cars. Something that I don't think has ever been done in Africa. Nobody has ever done this in Africa. And we are going to be the first people to do it. Now, I've realized that this vision, with the sort of attitude, with the sort of infrastructure, with the sort of mindset we have in Kenya, will not work. So that's why I decided to incorporate the company in the US. And now we are going to open our company to any investor. Any person who wants to invest in kaiandkaro.com can now do it. You will not be investing in a Kenyan company. You will be investing in a company in the US, regulated by American laws, regulated by American, operating under the American system with a global approach. And if we scale, we are still going to be backed by the financial muscle of the American system. So I've come up with a WeFunder page that I'm going to put a link in the description of this video. Click that link. I'm also going to put a disclaimer in the description of this video. American laws require us to do that when you're crowdfunding for a company. But you can find more details about the campaign and about how much money we are raising, the terms that we are raising against, on the WeFunder page. So I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to shut down. And I know that nobody who ever trusted my company is going to lose a single cent. I've had a 10-year run in business. We've built a big brand. We've changed many lives. And I don't think whatever I've experienced in the 6 months is going to make me relent. So press the link and let me know what you think in the comments.